Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Caroland. This is Carolina, and today's video I want to talk about my boobies. As you guys can see from the title of this video, I got new boobs. But it's not probably the way you think I got them. No, I did not have surgery. I did not have a boob job. I actually started a new regimen of estrogen in the form of injections. I have been taking estrogen for many years in the form of a pill, and recently, about 2 months ago, I switched from pills to injections, and I've noticed a considerable change in my body, in the way I feel, and other things. I mean, it's also made me gain weight and just a bunch of other things that I want to talk to you guys about in this video, but I just wanted to focus on this because I'm so happy that I was able to grow my boobies naturally without having surgery. So I'm gonna get more into that. If you guys want to hear more, please stay tuned. Okay, so like I mentioned, I did not have a boob job. I thought about it for a long time. I was getting this close to having a boob job, and you guys are probably thinking, but why, Carolina? You used to talk about not wanting to have a boob job.
The answer is no, I don't want to get my boobs done.
And yes, I've talked about it in other videos about how I was happy with having small boobies because they fit my body, and I have an athletic body and I don't need big boobies. It would just look not balanced and it wouldn't match my body type. But then I just started feeling really self-conscious and really dysphoric about my small boobies. I felt like there were certain types of clothing that I couldn't wear because I just didn't have any boobs. I mean, I had like tiny little boobies, but they were like 12-year-old boobies. Like, I just didn't have enough to fill my bra sometimes, and I just wanted to have a little more, and I waited and waited for many years taking estrogen, hoping my boobs would grow, and they didn't. After doing some research and listening to other friends that are taking estrogen by injection, noticed a bigger change in their bodies, and especially in their boobs after years of doing it. I finally decided I'm gonna switch to injections. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't want to do injections in the first place was because of the fear of needles. 2, because my doctors always advised me not to do it. They used to think that it was safer for me to take pills. But in my case, I always felt like I was taking too little estrogen. My estrogen was kept at such a low level that it was starting to affect me physically, and I think even emotionally and just psychologically. I think as hormones can affect you in so many different ways. And if you guys know me, I'm a very active person, and I think I was metabolizing estrogen a lot more than your average girl, and that was another reason why I felt like my estrogen was not at the right level that it should be. Let's go back to 2 months ago. I went to my doctor. I went to the LGBT center here in Los Angeles, and I told her I wanted to switch to injections. That same day, they put me on injections. Now, quick little story. I had a nurse give me my first shot, and I did not have breakfast. My appointment was really early in the day, and I only had like a banana, and that was it. By the time the nurse gave me my shot, I was basically just on an empty stomach, and I got really, really dizzy when she gave me the shot. I started almost like passing out, and it was really scary. My heart rate went down. I was sweating cold. I was basically feeling like I was dying. It was a horrible feeling. Advice for everyone that's doing your first shot: just eat something, make sure that you're taking all the precautions when you take estrogen shots. After 2 or 3 days that I started noticing like a little bit of pain in my nipples, and that was like the first sign of me noticing that this was going to affect my breast growth again. And that's just because I remember when I first started hormones back in 2009, I did notice right away that my breast, and this is probably after maybe like a month of taking estrogen pills, that my breast started getting really, really tender. My nipples were getting really, really just sensitive to everything, to the touch, and I was growing these nodules under my nipples that were, a clear sign that my breasts were developing. And it started happening again after just only a few days of being on estrogen. I also started noticing that my appetite increased a lot. Like, I normally am a foodie and I love food. I'm a vegan and I love vegan food, and I love eating all the time, and I like to eat big portions, and that's just kind of one of the things that I have to kind of fight all the time. It's just my eating habits are not the best when it comes to portion control and all of that. But when it came to estrogen, my cravings just like shoot off the roof, and like I was just like constantly craving food and sweets, and I just wanted to like satisfy my hunger all the time. My appetite just like increased so much. So of course, with a big appetite comes more food, and with more food comes weight gain, and I have gained a little bit of weight. So yes, maybe that it's also why my boobs look a little bit bigger now too, because I have gained a little bit of weight. And I've also noticed changes like in my legs, my hips, my thighs. I just feel like my body is definitely feminizing a lot more. I don't know about my face. Maybe my face has filled in a little bit more. I'm not really sure if that's made a big change for me. Now let's go back to my boobs, because that was kind of like the main topic of this video, and I wanted to focus on that because personally for me, like I mentioned before, I was always the kind of person that I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through a breast augmentation procedure, just because I just didn't want to have to deal with it. And I was always kind of hoping and praying that I would grow my own breasts to the size that I felt comfortable with. And it didn't happen. I mean, it went years and years of, you know, hormone replacement therapy, and I didn't see the growth that I would hope for until 2 months ago. And it's been amazing to see my boobs go from like a tiny A cup to like almost a B cup. Like I feel like it's borderline almost a B cup. The shape of my breast has changed even more. They're kind of like a teardrop shape. My nipples have expanded. They're just overall like nicer and fuller, and I'm just so happy that I didn't have to recur to surgery to get the results that I want, because I personally don't care about having big boobs. That's just not what I think would look good for me. It's never been a goal of mine for my transition or as a woman to have big boobies. I just wanted to have big enough boobs to fill in a bra that I felt looked proportionate to my body, and that's what's happening, and I'm so excited. Now, disclaimer for everyone watching, especially you trans women that are thinking about going through hormone replacement therapy, or that want to switch from pills to injections or anything like that, or up your levels of estrogen, please make sure you do this under the supervision of a doctor, or at least if you are taking hormones without a doctor, at least try to get your blood work done every so often, and maybe research and see what the right levels are, because I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like people don't do this. No, because I know some people will take hormones from the black market and they'll do it on their own, because you definitely don't want to go overboard with estrogen, and you also don't want to be, you know, too low on estrogen. Before I end this video, I wanted to give a quick shout out to a company called TechSnake that sent me this awesome product that's been a lifesaver for me. It's a power bank by TechSnake, and it's in the color teal, and it's so easy to carry on and take with you whenever you need to charge any of your electronics. I like to use it for my phone, obviously, and it's just saved my life so many times. So thank you, TechSnake. I like to just charge this at night, and then I can take it with me and it'll last me for days. So anytime my phone is dying, I just plug it in and my phone goes back to life, and I can continue to talk to you guys on Instagram and Snapchat and all the social media sites. So yes, quick shout out, TechSnake, thank you so much. All their information is gonna be in the description below. Speaking of that, if you guys want to follow me on all my social medias, or the links are down below as well. Don't forget to like this video if you guys like to see more of these videos, and don't forget to subscribe as well. 31,000 plus subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone that supports my channel and that follows me and that writes me awesome comments. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Bye.